got out of the habit of doing that. I'm probably the worst offender for 3 minutes. But I'm reminded that some of the reflectors have, the repeaters have a 1-minute timer. And that reminds me, let me reset. WX4ADX with the D-Star Ham Nation Roundtable Net. We're going to go ahead and take our first round of shorter time check-ins. Again, feel free to use the 3 minutes. Unkey at least once every minute. When you're passing it back and forth to net control, please allow 5 seconds between our transmissions, meaning you and I, so we have the ability to link and unlink properly regarding the large number of repeaters that are connected to Reflector 14 tonight. Special thanks to Tom, TV4HQA. We're going to check him in first for providing the DV dongle feed. And it's great for people to follow that are just getting into the hobby at justin.tv/HQA radio. That's www.justin.tv/HQA radio. There's a link to this and the radio reference site that Tim, K6BIV, provide. It's as simple as going to WX4ADX.com/listen. And again, please let your friends know about that. It's a great way to motivate people about the hobby. All right, let's go ahead and kick off our first round of general check-ins. WX4ADX with the D-Star Ham Nation Roundtable Net, looking for stations that would like to check in as general check-ins. You can either quick key in or voice key in, your choice. General check-ins, please. Okay, allow me to acknowledge K6BIV, N3HQB, KC8YQL, and KJ4TPQ. Additional stations as general check-ins, please call now. Okay, allow me to additionally acknowledge KJ4TPQ, WW6USA, N6RHHVE4MAB, K8JTK, and K5APB. Additional general check-ins, please call now. All right, let's start at the top. K6BIV. Tim, and good evening and welcome to the net. And by the way, this is WX4ADX, your net control and net founder of the D-Star Ham Nation Roundtable. Hello, Tim. Good evening and welcome. Just for you. We're going to try one more time for Kilowatt 6 Bravo India Victor. All right, well, we're going to say, first of all, thank you to Tim for providing the radioreference.com feed that you'll hear on WX4ADX.com/listen. So K6BIV is the trustee of the K6MDD repeater, and we appreciate everything that he does to bring the net to us, and we'll check in on him a little bit later. We're going to head over to Great Falls, Montana, and say hello to John. KF7ECH, good evening and welcome to the net.
Good evening, Joe, and a real good net tonight, and I appreciate you letting me check in. Just not a lot to say except for the fact that I really enjoyed that gentleman's ham shack and his wife's ham shack. Boy, they're sure just really nice setups. And then I appreciate George's smoke and solder. I really enjoy that kind of portion of the program. Other than that, I don't have really too much more to say tonight. But I'd like to say thanks for letting me check in, and I enjoyed the show, and I will have to continue to check in the future. And I'll say good evening to you, and we'll see you later on the group. This is KF7ECH, back to net control.
Well, thanks, John. I appreciate it, and thank you for taking the time to check in. And what John was mentioning later on the group is that, as I mentioned earlier in the net, and I love to share this with people, we get a group of amateur radio operators together on a video chat called a Hangout. It's a Google Plus Hangout. Up to 10 can fit into a room, and we get together nightly. So if you are a licensed amateur radio operator and you have Google Plus, it's free, and you've got a webcam and a microphone and a broadband internet connection, you can join us. Draw me an email, joe@wxneuro4adx.com, and I'll get you an invitation. It's a lot of fun, and and different people come in and join us. You never know who's going to be there. In the past, we've had George W5JDX, we've had Bob Heil, we've had a lot of amazing people stop in and share a wealth of knowledge. And the group was started by Tom, WB4HQA, that we talked about a little bit ago. Tom is from north of Atlanta, there in Cumming, Georgia, and he again provides the DV dongle feed. So it's awesome that he started this group, and it's a great way to be able to share. So definitely check that out with us. And we're going to go on and say next hello to November 3 Hotel Quebec Bravo. Bill, good evening and welcome to the net.
WX4ADX and 3HQB. Well, good evening, Joe and the net. Bill here in Hagerstown, Maryland. I enjoyed the show. Kind of look forward to these Tuesday nights. I've been playing around with McLogger DX on an Intel iMac and just having a ball with it. I've got the DX cluster running in on one window on one computer, and this big ball of yarn, the map of the world, the 3D global version, and it shows all of the DX spots from one point, the point of the person who spotted the station, to the point of the DX station, and draws a line around the globe, but representing the contact or QSO in the distance, and it's just fascinating to watch. So been kind of watching that, tried to check into 40 meters, got on Echolink and dropped my call in there, and came back to my favorite net after Ham Nation, WX4ADX and 3HQB.
Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate your continued support of the net and your kind words as always. And Bill, like the others that I mentioned, hang out with us in the Google+. So Bill's one of the regulars as well. Again, started by Tom, KB4HQA, there north of Atlanta. And again, he's got a great website. Check it out at hqaradio.com. You'll see that video from HRO in Atlanta, and a lot of the great things that he does. On Sunday evening, he does an amateur radio podcast, and I really enjoy it. So please take time and check that out. Bill, thanks for your check-in. It sounds like you're playing with some cool stuff, and we'll look forward to seeing you here on the Hangout a little bit later. We're going to head over to Ohio, KC8YQL. Bill, good evening and welcome to the net.
Howdy, howdy, Joe, and everybody on board. Man, I tell you, how much better can Ham Nation get? We got all the movie stars on there tonight. Wow. I think we had, how many movie stars? I know Mark, KJ4V&O was a movie star tonight. I enjoyed watching the video, and George, if you're still listening, keep up the good solder work. We love watching you, George, and you do a bang-up job on your presentation there on the Smoke and Solder edition of the Ham Nation. And pass the word around. Everybody checking in on the net. We love to hear everybody on D-Star, and maybe Larry, WW6USA, can give us an update if he knows anything about Reflector 14 here, Joe. Kind of an interesting side note to note out tonight. Let me unkey here. I'm up on 60 seconds. I'll come right back, Joe. Okay, kind of an interesting side note tonight. Run the Win32 DVAP software. The Dutch Star and Reflector 14 is not there. So I was thinking we was going to be on 30. And, of course, brought the dashboard up and seen everybody on 14. I thought, now, wait a minute. I had to scratch my head on that one a little bit. Kind of odd on the Dutch software. 14 is still missing, but on Robin software, we're up and running A-OK. So if anybody's running the Win32 software, they couldn't find your net tonight, Joe. So hopefully they jumped over to the other software or another repeater or whatever to be able to gateway in here. Anyway, enough said for me. I'm going to turn it back to you, Joe. And again, congratulations to all the folks for an excellent job tonight on Ham Nation. We love hearing everybody on there and look forward to seeing some more in next coming week and on down in the future. Back to you, Joe. 7-3's the group. We'll be listening out. Thanks for doing that, Joe. You do a good job on the net. KCAYQL, back to net control.
Again, you will be a part of Ham Nation history in tonight's episode. It's as simple as going to www.twit.tv/HN for Ham Nation. And under tonight's show, looking in the post-show notes called the Wiki. And you'll see nets for all the different nets. They started an 80-meter net tonight, 40, 20's dead right now, D-Star and Echo Link, and it continues to grow, and everyone continues to talk about Ham Nation. Again, a great week at amateur radio. Numbers are the highest they've ever been in the history of the hobby for licensed hams in the United States. And again, make sure next week, next Tuesday on ABC TV, you check out Tim Allen's show. You remember Tim, the Tool Man. Tim the Toolman Taylor. He's done some great stuff over the years. His new show is called Last Man Standing, and I watched the first episode of it myself tonight, and it has a really great theme, and you're going to see amateur radio become a part of the show. From what I've learned, apparently, let me let it reset for a quick second, and we'll finish up. What I've learned is that the producer of that show and all the different staff members around the show are licensed hams, and they've obviously have encouraged Tim Allen to get his license. So the fact that they're going to actually be showing amateur radio on the show, and I understand ICOM radios and common antennas, and it's going to be pretty cool to watch that show. So take a look for it on your ABC affiliate next Tuesday night before Ham Nation, and they'll be apparently showing amateur radio for the first time, and it's a great opportunity to see that on nationwide TV. I want to thank everyone for the check-in tonight to the net. Please keep an eye on my website and my blog, WX4ADX.com, for information about Ham Nation. Special thanks to Tom, KB4HQA, for providing the DV dongle feed that you see at WX4ADX.com/listen. It's the black and the red window. And to Tim, K6BIV, for the RadioReference.com feed. These two enable hams and those that potentially want to get into the hobby in the future the ability to learn more about what we do here at the D-Star Ham Nation Roundtable Net. Here is WX4ADX, your net control and net founder of the D-Star Ham Nation Roundtable. We're going to be closing this edition of the net. Please remember that we will meet here weekly here at Reflector 14 Module C. Last week only, just because of maintenance purposes, we had used 30 Bravo, and that will be our backup machine in the event that 14 Charlie is not available. But spread the word about 14 Charlie and D-Star to your friends and family, and thanks for joining us tonight on the net. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Here is WX4ADX returning this D-Star reflector and module to general amateur use. 7-3, and have a great week. WX4ADX clear. Have a great night.